Michael Jordan is what in the finals? 6 and what? Oh. And what is LeBron in the finals? That's all.
Shaq is done holding back. He's had enough of LeBron and KD taking shots at Michael Jordan, and now he's calling them out openly. No filter, no restraint. The basketball world is buzzing because Shaq's comments were ruthless and left little room for counter-arguments. Is this the moment that finally shuts down the GOAT debate? Let's break it down. According to Shaq, it all comes down to one factor: fear. That's why, in his view, there's no real argument to be had. What's striking about this endless debate over the greatest of all time isn't the stats, the championships, or the highlight reels we've all seen endlessly online. It's when someone who actually went head-to-head with these icons steps forward and lays out what he believes is the unfiltered truth.
January 16th, 1993, still your rookie year. You guys are in Chicago playing the Bulls. It's a big moment. These are the defending champs, back-to-back champs.
Dipping in, puts it up in, out it needs foul. Mike, quick turnaround, did he hit?
I remember that Mike is killing us, but we're close. You know, when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, we go for it. Damn, I'm about to beat Michael Jordan. I'm studying him because I want what he has. Studying how the refs treat him. I'm studying how he's talking to his teammates and they respond. I'm studying his relationship with him and Phil Jackson. I'm studying how the opponents look at him and fear him and all that. I definitely want that. He was the best in the game and I wanted his spot.
And when that voice belongs to a 4-time NBA champion, a Hall of Famer, and one of the most physically dominant players the sport has ever known, it's worth paying attention. Shaquille O'Neal isn't some hot-take artist chasing attention. He lived this era. He went head-to-head with Michael Jordan in 21 NBA games, including high-stakes playoff battles that helped define both of their legacies. Against MJ, Shaq put up staggering numbers: 25 points and 14 rebounds per game, matching force with the man widely regarded as the greatest of all time. So when Shaq weighs in, he doesn't soften his words or worry about who might be upset. He speaks plainly, and this time his message lands harder than any poster dunk. So where does Shaq stand in the endless debate between Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant? According to the Big Diesel, there isn't much of a debate at all. On a 2024 episode of The Big Podcast, Shaq delivered one of the most forceful arguments yet in favor of Jordan's GOAT status. And it had nothing to do with championships, MVPs, or box scores. Instead, he pointed to something you can't track or quantify: fear. Shaq said it plainly: players, including himself, feared Michael Jordan. He's heard players from later generations say they feared Kobe Bryant. But he's never heard anyone say they feared LeBron. Let that sit for a moment. This isn't coming from a fan or an analyst. It's coming from a 7'1", 300-pound force of nature who dominated the NBA for years, openly admitting he was genuinely afraid of Michael Jordan. And coming from Shaq, that admission carries more weight than any stat sheet ever could.
Before the game, I was terrified, but to relieve pressure of that, I ain't got to go on my word. Second thing I said, I can't let him dunk on me. That's not going to happen. So it was a play when he comes baseline, I had to touch him up. It was one I'm not getting dunked on because I'll never live that down from family members, homeboys, barbershops. That'll be a poster forever because Mike was the man at the time. But Mike also taught me something very valuable. So when I go to help him up, he said, don't ever help nobody up. Great foul. Don't do that. I don't need your help. But I'm coming back. Don't you worry. Mike is the guy that taught me how to go to the next level.
Shaq wasn't exaggerating. History backs him up. On January 16, 1993, during Shaq's rookie season, he faced Michael Jordan in what became a symbolic clash between generations. Jordan erupted for 64 points and 5 steals, while Shaq answered with 29 points and a staggering 24 rebounds, powering the Magic to a 128-124 overtime win. It was an early glimpse of Shaq's dominance, but more importantly, it was a first-hand lesson in why Jordan was so terrifyingly great. Years later, when The Last Dance aired in 2020, it only reinforced what Shaq already knew. Watching Jordan's obsessive drive, the icy, relentless competitiveness behind every championship, reminded him why so many players genuinely feared MJ. That level of greatness doesn't just defeat opponents, it mentally dismantles them. When Shaq appeared on the Dan Patrick Show, he didn't hesitate. He said outright that The Last Dance sealed it for him. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, period. He praised Jordan's perfect 6-0 finals record and the kind of leadership that could transform any locker room into a title-winning machine. And Shaq's argument becomes even harder to dismiss when you look at the numbers. Jordan's individual accomplishments surpassed those of LeBron James and Kevin Durant combined in several major categories. MJ won 10 scoring titles. LeBron and KD together have 5. Jordan earned 9 all-defensive first-team selections. LeBron and Durant combined have 5, with Durant holding none. That contrast speaks volumes. Even in a 2024 NBA Players poll, 46% still name Jordan the GOAT, compared to 42% for LeBron. The margin may be narrowing, but context matters. The players who experienced Jordan firsthand, the ones who felt that fear, are aging out of the league. Younger players never saw him live. They didn't watch him drop 63 in a playoff game against Boston or casually drill 6 threes in a single finals half and shrug afterward. They know the legend, but they didn't live the mythology the way Shaq did. And Shaq remembers everything. He's unapologetic about reminding people that Jordan wasn't just great, he was different. He even admitted he studied MJ like a student studies a master. How referees treated him, how teammates followed him without question, how opponents shrank under his presence. Shaq wanted that same authority, that same control over the game. Still, he isn't blind to greatness elsewhere. On a 2025 episode of the Straight Game podcast, he expressed frustration that the GOAT debate jumps straight from Jordan to LeBron, often leaving Kobe Bryant out of the conversation entirely. Yet no matter how passionately he defends Kobe, Shaq always lands in the same place. Jordan stands alone at the top and everyone else is fighting for second. That's where Shaq's tone hardens. His criticism of today's stars, especially Kevin Durant, turns admiration into blunt judgment. If his praise for Jordan reflects respect for true greatness, his shots at KD reveal his impatience with what he sees as a softer modern era. Shaq doesn't tiptoe around feelings. Durant's resume is impressive. 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, a regular season MVP, and 4 scoring titles. But to Shaq, that still doesn't qualify as GOAT material. Because greatness in his view isn't just about production. It's about dominance, intimidation, and lasting legacy. Durant's numbers are undeniably elite. A career average of 27.3 points, 7 rebounds, and 4.4 assists, paired with a 7-foot frame, guard-like handles, and a lethal jumper. By any measure, he's one of the most unstoppable scorers the league has ever seen. But Shaq insists none of that moves the needle in the GOAT discussion. What? Because of one cutting truth he delivered in a 2024 interview. A line that sent shockwaves through basketball culture. You have to drive the bus. Kevin Durant is a great player, but he rode the bus. 8 words. No sugarcoating. And for many, they've lingered over Durant's legacy like a shadow ever since.
I'm gonna say one thing to you, Max. I don't know the numbers like you do. Michael Jordan is what in the finals? 6 and what? Oh. And what is LeBron in the finals? That's all I gotta say.
The uncomfortable truth is that, in context, Shaq's argument is incredibly hard to refute. In July 2016, after blowing a 3-1 series lead to the Golden State Warriors, Kevin Durant made a decision that reshaped his legacy forever. He joined them. Not just any team, the same Warriors who had just won 73 games, the most in NBA history. He stepped into a locker room already loaded with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, 3 All-Stars who had already proven they could win a championship without him. Yes, Golden State went on to win back-to-back titles in 2017 and 2018, and yes, Durant earned Finals MVP both times. But in Shaq's eyes, those rings come with an asterisk the size of the arena. What? Because Durant didn't build that dynasty. He joined one that was already fully constructed. He didn't endure years of failure or drag a franchise to the summit. He boarded a train that was already moving at full speed. Now contrast that with how Shaq views true legends. Michael Jordan had to survive the brutal Pistons era, taking years of punishment before finally breaking through. He wasn't just the best player, he was the leader, the alpha, the heartbeat of the Bulls dynasty. LeBron James, despite criticism for teaming up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, was unquestionably the engine in Miami, the driving force behind those championships. Kobe Bryant, even while sharing the spotlight with Shaq in Los Angeles, was always ascending, always proving he was destined to lead that franchise. Durant, Shaq argues, never followed that path. On those Warriors teams, many believe he wasn't even the primary force. Some say Stephen Curry and even Draymond Green mattered more to Golden State's identity. In Shaq's view, Durant wasn't steering the car. He was riding shotgun, and Shaq hasn't backed off that stance. In 2025, he doubled down, stating clearly that only Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James belong in the GOAT conversation. No Durant. No debate. Because to Shaq, greatness isn't just about talent or statistics. It's about leadership, resilience, and being the one who drives the bus, not the one catching a ride. When you listen to Shaq explain it, his logic is brutally consistent. His definition of greatness goes beyond numbers. It's about heart, authority, and self-made success. Viewed through that lens, Durant's exclusion suddenly makes sense. That mindset was on full display during a heated exchange on First Take. While analysts leaned on advanced metrics and efficiency charts, Shaq cut through the noise with one savage question. What did you do when it mattered most? The scoreboard tells a simple story. Jordan went 6-0 in the finals. LeBron stands at 4-6. Durant is 2-1, but with 2 championships many believe came with massive caveats. It may sound harsh, but that's how Shaq operates. No cushioning, no excuses. Some argue Shaq is unfair to Durant, that context should matter. After all, LeBron repeatedly ran into those Durant-led warriors, and KD's move arguably cost LeBron additional titles. But that only reinforces Shaq's point. Durant chose that path. He decided winning quickly mattered more than building something from the ground up. In Shaq's world, that choice disqualifies you from basketball's highest summit. Greatness isn't about convenience, it's about conquest. Even Durant seems aware of this reality. He's openly said he dislikes being compared directly to Jordan or LeBron, often framing them as different tiers of greatness. Maybe he's accepted that no matter how elite his numbers are, his legacy will always be tied to that 2016 decision. The move that made him a champion, but forever separated him from those who earned their crowns the hard way. The twist is that in 2025, Shaq surprised many by including Stephen Curry, Durant's former teammate, in the GOAT conversation alongside Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe. What? Because Curry changed the game itself. He reshaped how basketball is played at every level. To Shaq, greatness isn't about box scores or highlight reels, it's about who led, who built, and who stood firm when the pressure peaked. In that world, Durant's rings may shine, but they don't carry the same weight. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Shaq embraces Curry, the very player Durant joined, while excluding Durant precisely because of how he joined him. It's ruthless, but it's consistent. Shaq has always valued authenticity, grit, and self-made champions. He celebrates those who climb the mountain, not those who align themselves with it. And as Shaq himself admits, the GOAT debate will never truly end, but by his standard, Durant simply doesn't qualify. Even LeBron James, Jordan's most frequent rival in the GOAT discussion, unintentionally reinforces Shaq's logic. The strongest evidence for Jordan doesn't even come from Shaq, it comes from LeBron himself. From the moment LeBron entered the league in 2003, he's been measured against Jordan. Every success and failure compared to number 23. Yet through all that pressure, LeBron has never hidden his reverence. When he first met Jordan at age 16, he described it as meeting God. Not a hero. Not a legend. God.in interviews, LeBron has openly admitted he didn't just watch Jordan growing up, he studied him. Every move, every fadeaway, even the way he dressed. In 2009, LeBron went so far as to suggest Jordan's number 23 should be retired league-wide. That's not rivalry, that's reverence. Even years later, LeBron acknowledged that seeing 23 immediately makes people think of Michael Jordan, saying no one else should wear it. And in 2012 he tweeted, "Happy birthday to the person I idolized and wanted to be just like as a kid. Michael Jordan. #GOAT. Singular." Definitive. LeBron's confidence has grown with time, especially after his historic 2016 finals comeback. He once said that championship made him feel like the greatest ever. But even then, his respect for Jordan never disappeared. When asked again about the GOAT debate in 2020, his response was telling, "Y'all can do the debates. That's not certainty. That's awareness of Jordan's shadow." Which brings everything back to Shaq. He doesn't call Jordan the GOAT because of trophies or stats. He calls him the GOAT because he felt it. He faced him. He remembers the fear, the pressure, the psychological warfare. Stories like Jordan getting knocked to the floor, brushing off help, and quietly promising payback. Jordan attacking Shaq's weaknesses just to get inside his head. Even when Jordan lost, it never lasted. The one time Shaq's magic eliminated him in the playoffs, Jordan returned the next year and swept them on the way to another title. That's how legends respond. They don't just bounce back, they retaliate.
Yeah, I did pretty much everything that MJ did when I was a kid. I shot fadeaways before I should have. I wore a leg sleeve on my leg and folded it down so you saw the red part.
For no reason.
I wore black and red shoes with white socks. I wore short shorts so you could see my undershorts underneath. But I did everything Mike did, man. I wanted to be Mike.
Off the court, their relationship only deepened. Shaq often refers to Jordan as a big brother, crediting him with lessons that extended far beyond basketball, lessons about discipline, mindset, accountability, and pride. What began as intimidation evolved into respect, and eventually into genuine affection. And that's likely why Shaq defends Jordan so fiercely whenever the GOAT debate resurfaces. For him, this isn't just a basketball argument. It's personal. So where does that leave the conversation today? Shaq's fear factor argument still resonates louder than any spreadsheet packed with advanced metrics. Durant's championships remain inseparable from that 2016 decision. LeBron, in his own words, continues to acknowledge the man he spent his life chasing. And through every era, every debate, and every generational shift, Michael Jordan remains the one name that even his rivals instinctively bow to. That isn't mythology, that's legacy. That's GOAT-level energy. The GOAT debate will never truly end. Like all great sports arguments, it will rage on forever. New generations will rise to defend their heroes. Fans will cherry-pick stats to fit their narratives. Social media will keep the fire burning non-stop. But when a Hall of Famer like Shaquille O'Neal, a man who played through the Jordan era, battled him on the court and learned from him off it, says Michael Jordan will always be the greatest, that opinion carries a different kind of weight. It's not theoretical. It's lived experience. And no algorithm or analytic model can replicate that. What makes Shaq's perspective even more compelling is his humility. Let's be honest, Shaq could easily make a case for himself. He won 3 straight Finals MVPs, tying Jordan for the longest streak in NBA history. He led the league in field goal percentage 10 times, proving his dominance wasn't just raw power but historic efficiency. Teams literally invented a strategy, hack a Shaq, because there was no other way to slow him down. And yet, Shaq never places himself in the same tier as Jordan or LeBron. That alone speaks volumes. He understands his greatness, but he believes true basketball immortality comes from something deeper. Critics love to say Shaq could have been the GOAT if he worked harder. Maybe there's truth to that. But that's beside the point. Shaq's humility reveals his standard for greatness has nothing to do with unrealized potential. It's about what you build, how you lead, and who you inspire. That's why Kevin Durant falls short in his eyes. KD's talent is undeniable. He's one of the most gifted scorers the game has ever seen. No debate there. But for Shaq, greatness isn't about talent alone. It's about building something from the ground up, being the unquestioned leader of your empire, and driving the bus when it matters most. Shaq has even suggested that maybe the GOAT debate should be position-based, guards compared to guards, big men to big men, since roles impact the game in different ways. It's a reasonable idea. Yet no matter how the framework shifts, Shaq always arrives at the same conclusion. Michael Jordan remains the standard. Every era, every position, every generation still measures greatness against him. That's where the generational divide becomes clear. Younger fans who grew up watching LeBron dominate naturally lean toward him. Others who admire Kevin Durant's smooth scoring and versatility want him included. But those who lived through the Jordan years, the ones who felt the arena freeze every time number 23 rose for a game winner, know something stats can't capture. They remember the fear. They remember facing a man who didn't just want to beat you, he wanted to break you. Jordan's greatness wasn't just physical. It was psychological warfare. Even LeBron James acknowledged this in 2013, admitting that fear was his greatest obstacle, something Jordan never had. MJ wasn't perfect, LeBron said, but his greatest strength was that he was never afraid to fail. That admission may be the most revealing moment in the entire GOAT debate. Because when the man most often positioned as Jordan's rival openly admits Jordan had a psychological edge he never matched, the conversation shifts. That's not debate, that's recognition. And that's what greatness means to Shaq. Not just rings or records, but mentality, fearlessness, and the power to command respect from even your fiercest competitors. Shaq sees it. LeBron admits it. And maybe it's time the rest of the basketball world accepts it too. The GOAT debate will always fuel talk shows and viral clips. But when the legends who actually stood at the summit speak their truth, the verdict is unmistakable. Michael Jordan stands alone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into the legends and rivalries that shape basketball history, hit subscribe and tap one of the videos on your screen right now.